Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Shaylee's Corner, and this is my review for Baller Wives Season 1, Episode 6, the season finale. Yeah, this series only had 6 episodes for the premiere. Okay, we'll see how that goes. I just did Episode 5. It was a 2-parter tonight. And I was going to do 5 and 6 together, but I was like, no, I try to keep my videos, I'll be wanting to keep them always under like 33 minutes or less. And I'm like, if I go into this, I didn't want it to be too long. So I'm like, I'll just do 2 separate ones. And I don't think this one's going to be that long because, you know, episode 6 was just as catty and bullshitty as episode 5. You know, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So, you know, episode 5 left off with Kiafa and Stacy meeting for dinner. Now, first of all, why does Stacy have her titties up so high? I mean, I'm just a person when you meeting with other women, why is your titties up so high? Like, put them titties down a little bit. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a big-breasted woman, so I'm always conscious about how high my breasts are so that they're not distracting to people. But I digress. Anywho, so the beginning of the dinner, clearly at this point in time, these 2 women don't want to be friends. Clearly. It's Ray Charles can see this shit. And, you know, they're kind of talking. And they're like, okay, let's get this let's just start this. Okay, because I got places to go. Bitch, calm down. Okay, Stacy? Calm down. You don't have anywhere to go. Besides home to your baby. And we get that. But calm your ass down. Stacy starts off like, you know, you pregnant now. If my friend threw a drink in your face, how would you feel? And Kiafa like, I would be pissed. Absolutely, I would be. Well, how you feel about your friend throwing a drink in my face? And Kiafa like, I thought she was wrong. I told her that. You know, she was dead ass wrong. And, you know, I don't feel bad in saying that. And so, she's like, well, don't you think she should apologize? And she was like, well, you know, but she didn't throw the drink for no reason. She threw it for a reason. And she's like, what are you talking about? She was like, you said fuck my mama. And I was like, wait, skirt, what? Now, I remember the episode. Stacy did not say fuck her mama, per se. And Stacy like, I didn't say that. No, I didn't. She was like, well, not. And they replayed the scene. And when Kiafa said, my mama dead, and she said it clear as day, Stacy reply was, good. And she turned around and was like, whatever. I don't believe Stacy when she said that she did not hear Kiafa say that. Because if you didn't hear her say that, how would you reply? If you didn't hear her say something, you would not have replied good. You wouldn't have, because you didn't hear what she said. That's like if somebody says to me, what if she would say to you, bitch, I hope you dead. Good. You replied good because you heard what she said and you said something to hurt her. Clear as day. So you can't act like I didn't hear what you said. I didn't know your mama was dead, but you heard me say my mama dead and you said good, bitch, just admit it. But, you know, she's like, when you said that, you know what I'm saying, it hurt my feelings. You know, my mom died a month before my wedding. You know, it was very hard for me. So when you said that, it hurt me. And as she talking to Stacy, she starts to cry and she getting misty eyed. So, but at one point when Kiafa was saying, you did say, you know, good, my mama was dead, you know, fuck her. Stacy was like, you making that up. I didn't say that. And, you know, I don't think that Kiafa was making it up. I think Kiafa heard in her head after Stacy said good. What she heard in her head was good. Fuck your mama. That's what she heard. Because sometimes when someone says something, you hear a part of it and you get what they meant. Like if I be like, man, you ain't shit. What you mean I ain't shit? That I ain't, you know, so I ain't shit today, tomorrow, or never? That ain't what I said. What I said was you ain't shit right now. You know what I'm saying? You hear what you want to hear. So I don't think Kiafa was making up what she said. I think she heard the good part and just kind of added on to it, thinking that's what you meant to say. But for Stacey to say, I didn't even say good, you lying about that too. So, you know, they got over that. But anywho, when Kiafa, like, you know, my mom died a month before my wedding, it was so sad. And Stacey's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that. You know, I don't know how I would feel if my mom was gone. You know, I know it's very hard. Kiafa was, you know, getting teary-eyed. She was crying, you know, I'm finna cry. I don't want to cry about this, but I just get so emotional, you know, thinking about my mom dying. And Stacy then gets misty-eyed. She get up and she go give Kiafa a hug. It was a whole bonding moment. This based on them both being mothers. Stacy saying how she couldn't imagine not having her mother in her life. And Kiafa saying, when you said good, it hurt my feelings because I don't have my mother. So they were able to bond on that moment, which I think was good. And from there, the conversation took a turning point. It went from being a mean, nasty, Stacy at one point was going to get up and leave because she was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say da 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 da. You're making stuff up. It went from that to them being able to have a conversation calmly and, connecting on an emotional level. And neither one of them thinking the other one had it in them to be so vulnerable and emotional, where either one of them was shedding tears in front of the other one. So they basically made up. And not made up in a way to where, okay, we're friends now, yeah. It was a thing of, we could have talked a long time ago and got this squashed. We didn't have to hate each other. We can be cordial to each other and we can build on from there. This from us being cordial. That's a great starting point. I think people mistake the fact of you don't have to be best friends with someone in order to be cordial and friendly and nice to them. It can just be, hey, that's my neighbor, Stacy. Hey, and you keep it moving. But I'm not going to invite you over for dinner. Like, we're not going to be hanging out in the clubs and, we're not going to do all that. But I can be cordial to you, bottom line. So they also then start kind of connecting on the fact that both of their husbands had suffered concussion, with their husbands both being football players. And they both are like, oh yeah, we do have that in common. So they kind of see they don't have as many things not in common as they thought. And they want to work on building a better cordial ship. I don't know what else to call it because it's not a friendship. They still don't like each other deep down. I don't care what nobody say, and I don't even think it's that one don't like the other. I really feel like Stacy. I know ghetto bitches. I know them, and in the back of my mind and deep in my heart, I feel like Stacy is and will forever be a form of a ghetto chick. And no amount of money, no amount of mansions, no amount of cars her husband buys for her can equate her at some point not going back to that mentality. Solely because of something that happened later on in the episode. But yeah, I digress. So next we see, Geneva, Asia, and Kelly, along with their kids and their husbands, all meeting up in the park. And we see that they all bond and they all, I guess, hang out just in general because, that's their circle. And my thing is, Kelly fake as frog here, solely because you out here hanging out with Asia and Geneva and their families and the kids. But bitch, you go back to Miko talking as if, Asia is just so stuck on hating her. And my thing is, I can't stand a fake bitch to be in my face, smiling, laughing, kikiing it up. And then the minute you go talk to somebody else who I don't get along with, we was all talking and Asia still talking about, I don't like that. I don't. If we cool and we friends, and even if I know you are cool with someone I don't like, if we friends, I should be able to talk to you or say something to you and you don't go back and tell the other person. I literally have two friends who we used to all be cool. It was a whole sister circle. And two of them do not get along, and I'm able to talk to them both separately. And I never tell the other one what the other one says. And it's the same thing with one of those friends who I'm friends with, another mutual friend of ours who I'm no longer friends with. If I say something about that person to her, she don't go back telling the girl what I said, even though I don't talk about her at all no more. But when we used to, a couple years ago, it wasn't a thing of, I'm talking to one friend about the other friend, and then she going back and saying, well, JD felt like this, or her coming back to me saying, well, so stuff like this. It's not that. You are able to be separate friends with people and not cause more discourse. Because if you're constantly going back to the other person saying, well, so-and-so said this, well, so-and-so said that, it keeps up the bullshit. And it keeps you in the middle. And it's going to eventually hurt your friendships with one of the people. So if you can just be a conscious friend to each person, and you don't put yourself in the middle, you don't go back and say what the other one said. Even like with Shani O'Neal, Tammy, and Evelyn. Shani said something that I loved. She said, when they talk about each other, I sit and I laugh because what they say is funny. And Evelyn and Tammy both said, but she never tells us what the other one says. And we know that she not talking about us to the other one, but she friends with them, and we accept that. That's what the fuck Kelly need to learn to do, because she getting on my goddamn nerve. Anywho, we then see in a later scene where, you know, Kelly and Asia are now at the nail salon, and Asia is kind of saying, you know, how's it going when you and Mika being friends? You know, how can you be friends with her? You know, I just can't be cool with her yet because of the things that she said about our kids. And Kelly, like, you know, I just feel like I'm too old to have to pick friends. And again, bitch, you ain't got to pick friends, but you ain't got to be running back telling everybody what someone said. And that's what makes me mad. But, you know, after that, what else happened? You know, I'm not even going to go through all this bullshit. The episode is basically about each person talking about the other one. Because even now, Miko, Stacey, and Kelly shopping for a dress. You know, Stacey's saying how they mature. You know, her and Miko are mature. They don't walk around talking about other people. You know, they be having fun. They're mature. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about people behind closed doors. And in the next breath, she tells her, beware of Kiafa because she's a jealous person. You are doing exactly what you said you don't do. You are behind closed doors talking about Kiafa to Kelly. So for you to say to Kelly that Kiafa and Geneva and the other ladies, all they do is sit around and talk about each other behind closed doors, but you doing the exact same thing. You are doing to Kelly what y'all said Kelly was being done, what y'all said Kiafa was doing to Kelly. You were saying Kiafa was saying to Kelly, don't be friends with Miko. Don't be friends with Stacey. They're messy. They're this. They're that. Beware, beware, beware. But we don't do that kind of stuff. We don't say that kind of stuff. But then in the next breath, you say, beware of Kiafa. She's a jealous person. You're going to learn the hard way. And Kelly like, oh my God, I hope I don't have to. You know, I really like y'all. And I'm like, it was just frustrating to no end. Then even how Stacey says, even though Kiafa apologized and we kind of made up, I still don't trust her. You know, I still don't want to be her friend. And, you know, I don't care that we did apologize. Again, that's why I say Stacey will always prefer to being that ghetto mean girl. And that's just what I see it as being. Because if you are a true adult and you truly squash whatever disagreement you have with someone, you're not going to be then like, I don't care that we squash it. I'm going to still be petty and tell people how I don't like her and how they shouldn't trust her and how she's a jealous person. I think that's the stupidest shit ever. I think it's so dumb. And again, you doing the same thing that you accused Kiafa of doing. And it's just, you know, it gave me a fucking headache. I must have a goddamn concussion. The last scene of the night is Miko does have a fundraiser for CTE, which is concussions. And with football players, they don't even know they have CTE until it's too late, until they like die and stuff like that. So it's a fundraiser for the awareness of it. And I think that is a great thing. Again, use this platform to do other things besides bicker and argue over bullshit. So, you know, what I will say, though, about the gala is when Stacey walked in, she had on the goddamn corset. And I'm like, can she breathe? Like, I don't think she can. The corset just looked like she was snatched. And I'm looking like, I know she just had a baby. And I just felt like she looked like she couldn't breathe. Anywho, we see Kiafa talking to Carmina and letting her know, you know, you should talk to Stacey. Because, again, Carmina and Stacey have not had a conversation since Carmina threw the drink in her face. And when Carmina walks up to Stacey and she says, hey, son, you know, hey, sweetheart, can we have a conversation? Says it very politely, and they walk over to the side and they have a conversation. And it was weird how it went, because Carmina did not apologize. She didn't. She did say that she doesn't usually do things like that she did not feel good throwing a drink. But she then says, I did it because you said something about her mom who died and I felt some kind of way. And, they're kind of going back and forth. And Miko looking at them, and she's like, well, I can't read lips, but I can read body language. And they're like, what's going on? I feel like Stacey cussing her ass out and Carmina not apologizing. And, that's just what's going on. So, as they talking back and forth, and Carmina's just not, she's not apologizing. I don't know if I think she should have first apologized, and then if she had other stuff to add onto that apology as to why she did it or whatever else, that could have came out after. But I think because she kept saying, well, no, I didn't feel good doing it. I wouldn't feel good if somebody else did it to whoever else. And, it was a back and forth thing. And they's like, look, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm clearly not getting my apology. Stacey then pulls out a dang on dick lollipop, throws it at her, and says, here's a dick to suck. And then throws the dick. What? You at a black tie gala for football players with CTE or concussions, and you literally brought a dick sucker to throw at a woman to tell her to suck a dick. Bitch. And Miko acting like, yeah, Stacey did. I'm so proud of her. You wasn't ghetto and ratchet. You didn't fight. You didn't throw a drink. But she threw a dick at a grown. You went and bought a dick sucker. You had to have hid it somewhere in your bra or somewhere on your person, because you knew you was going to throw a dick at somebody. That is the most stupidest, childish shit in my life. I would have just walked away as a grown woman. I'm not throwing a dick at nobody. Who throws dicks? Okay? She threw a dick at Carmina. Carmina like, oh yeah, she threw a dick at me. Okay. And then Stacey's like, yeah, I wasn't going to throw no drink at her. I wasn't going to be, classless. So I just told her, here's a dick to suck. And I dropped the dick. Well, Carmina then tossed the dick back at Stacey. And Geneva like, we had a classy affair. Why are we throwing dicks? Who brought the goddamn dick? Who brings dick to the goddamn gala? And Stacey then goes a bit crazy. She picks up a couple drinks. She throws them across the room. She doesn't even aim at Carmina. She's just in that vicinity, because what she was trying to do was also get some of it on Kiafa, because Kiafa was sitting on the couch behind them, and she was just sitting there. That's what Stacey was trying to do. So as Stacey just throwing drinks after drink after drink, she threw about 2 or 3. Security trying to get her, and it was a mess, a full fucking mess. It was crazy. It was stupid. That's why I said Stacey will always revert back to a ghetto girl, because when you brought a dick to a goddamn gone gala and you threw it at someone, you ain't think they was gonna throw that dick back at you. If you throw dick at me, I'm throwing a dick back at you. Okay? No, I don't. You can have the dick back. Don't want it. Thank you. No. Thank you. You can have it. So my thing was, you first said, I'm not going to be classless and throw drinks. I'm going to throw dick. And because she tossed the dick back at you, then you're going to be classless and throw drinks at everybody, to where security grabbing you back. And then what made me mad was, Kiafa, not what made me mad, but Kiafa then said, you know what? I can't believe this. Stacey will always be messy. She will always be, the queen of sad chicks. Because again, she was a sad chick to her husband before they were married, and he was married to somebody else. That's point one. Miko then says, this is all Kiafa's fault because she can't control her friends. But you can't control Stacey either. You should be upset with Stacey because she threw a dick at Carmina first. Carmina threw it back. You should have told Stacey, don't throw nothing. Have a conversation and walk away. You can't then say, yeah, good for throwing that dick at her, but get mad when the person throw the dick back. And she didn't even throw the dick, and she didn't even hit Stacey. She didn't even hit Stacey. She tossed it, and it landed like at Stacey's feet, like on the ground. So I'm like, she didn't hit you with the dick. You know what I'm saying? She didn't hit you with dick. She didn't. She didn't. And that's how the episode went off with, the party being ruined because Stacey, let me get my shoes off. And she throwing her hair back, taking her heels off. What grown woman is at a charity event, at a classy establishment, taking her shoes off to fight somebody who threw dick at her because she threw the dick first? In 2017. This may have been 2016. I don't know. But it came on 2017. It was still, again, and that's how the episode goes off with, Miko saying, I'm done with Kiafa because she can't control her friends. This all her fault. No, bitch, Miko, it's Stacey's fault. It's Stacey's fault. That whole thing could have ended differently if Stacey would not have threw the dick at Carmina. If Carmina had not threw the dick back, and even when she threw the dick back, Stacey could have had a grown woman moment and not fed into it. Period. So, that's my review. Ball of Wives, Season 1, Episode 6, Season Finale. I'm tired, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I will have more reviews up tomorrow. Until next time, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Peace.